crazy, crazy graveyard theory. My ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and
So hey, effing Digimon Ghost game, right? How do you feel about Bug Digimon?
I thought it was Parasitemon.
Honestly, yeah, I could see that, yeah.
Like that, yeah, that's what I thought at first.
I was not expecting the answer we actually did get. It's a very... Also, I'd not expect that this wouldn't really be, like, plot progress, either.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed way more important than it actually ended up being.
Yeah, even though what ended up being was still pretty cool. I feel like that's, like, you know, just most of these Ghost Game episodes. It's like, oh yeah, this seemed like it would have been, like, way bigger deal, but it still ended up being pretty good.
Yeah. So, Elephant in the Room, was this supposed to be a jab at Minoa from Kizuna? The woman who lost her Morphomon? Because there's like a crazy lady.
No, because in this case, the crazy lady is, like, capturing the Well, as Minoa did do that, but I don't think this is like, yeah.
She kind of looks like her, but the one in Ghost Game has messier hair. I don't think I'm not saying it's supposed to be her. I just...
I can see the connection you're making, and I don't think it's that intentional. Although it is interesting, yeah.
It's like, oh look, another crazy lady attached to a Morphomon.
It is, like, really interesting that it's like, oh yeah, this scientist just, like, captures a Digimon, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, sure, alright.
For a second, I legit had that feeling of, like, is that her? And then I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Like, I had the feeling of, like, is this gonna be, like, a proper, like, villain of, like, a full arc or something, right? And they just stroll in and grab the server, and it's like, oh, I guess not.
She knows about Digimon now, though.
Yeah, but apparently she's way less of a threat than I thought she'd be.
So I've basically skipped to the end of the episode with that, but it was just the first thing I wanted to talk about because it just stood out to me.
So yeah, this is a good episode. It's a good episode, but Cab goes nowhere.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, there's a virus going around infecting things through technology, and it's like turning Digimon into like weirdo bug monsters, and like, you know, they grow antenna and they just become evil Digimon and just attack things. And it's like, oh, what's going on, yo? What's happening? And like,
speaking of which, the first Digimon we see transformed is a Potemon.
Yeah.
It's like the French fry version of Burgermon.
Yeah, and it's like the first of, like, we see that, and like Clockmon stops it, and it's like, alright, that's cool, he's doing his thing. And we see Jellymon get transformed, and it's like, oh, this is a problem.
Yeah, when it starts transforming the partner Digimon. I mean, the biggest thing is like, it's like, oh, Gammamon doesn't change until later, but it's like Jellymon gets changed and she's like attacking, trying to attack Kyo, and then like Gammamon gets changed and it's like, oh crap, that means Angoramon's probably next, and Angoramon's huge.
Yeah, oh yeah, Angora Bugmon is a problem.
Yeah, it's like yeah, he's a rookie like the others, but physically he's got to be stronger than them.
Oh yeah, we get like a very good idea of how strong rookie Digimon are in this episode.
Yeah,
because like Rui just like, you know, is getting attacked by Angoramon, and he's like trying to hold back, and she swings at him with like a baseball bat, and it like snaps. Yeah. And it's like, jeez.
Also, And Goramon's better at fighting off the infection because...
I think it's just because he's like, he's just like smarter and like cares a lot for his partner and stuff. So he's got that like that intelligence, that like willpower to him.
Fair. He does seem like seem more. Yeah, he does actually seem smarter than the other two.
Yeah,
It's
like
just,
I did.
It's also could just be like the writers were like, all right, we need him to be able to fight it a bit because Ruli can't stop him by herself.
Yeah, I'd buy that. Like, if something like took over like these Digimon's minds, I feel like I'd definitely expect it to like, just work on Gamamon and Jellymon way faster because they're way more impulsive.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, fair enough. It makes sense. Yeah, a lot of really good animation in this episode. Like, because, they become bugified and they're just scurrying around.
Yeah, even in Goramon's, like, running around on all fours, and, like, even when he flies, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm just now noticing he's got, like, his epic rabbit ears on the ground, too, for, like, the 6 legs. And you see Gamamon fly, and it's like his little, like, like bat wings are just buzzing like, a friggin' like insects.
Yeah, they twitch like bug wings.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's like such a good little detail.
Yeah, they end up after the night after everybody gets possessed. I think they go look for Clockmon for some reason.
Yeah, because we need to, we need answers.
Yeah, they go to Clockmon specifically, and he's like, oh crap, they already got to you. Whatever it is.
Yeah. Yes, is a thing that's just going around. It's like, okay.
Yeah, they put the bug thing together really quick, because Hero was like, they only attack at night. That sounds like a nocturnal bug.
Yeah. Like, look at him. It's like, you can't not, like, get the bug part of it.
Yeah, they also have the antenna and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like this was kind of, like, a trial run for, like, integrating Clockmon and Mummymon into the party a bit more. And, like, it works, like, super well, I think. Like, just seeing Mummymon just try to, like, diagnose the disease, and he's like, he's, like, wearing, like, a face mask and eye goggles and doing, like, like, his whole, like, CSI deal. It's, like, yeah it's really fun.
I do kind of, like, I thought the plot was going to go to a place where it's like, okay, Mummymon needs them here to diagnose them, so we have to lead them to him. And because Mummimon's an ultimate, he'd be able to deal with them.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah. If we could do it, it would be Mummymon.
Yeah, he could, like, wrap him in his bandages or something.
Yeah, he tries to wrap him up, and, like, Gamamon just burns the bandages again, and he's like, what the heck?
Right, I gotta get one around his mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, let's keep him from doing that. Hey, Hero, try to tilt his head away.
They, like, wrap it around his snout like an alligator.
Yeah, like a little muzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I can't, like, get my cat in, like, a pet carrier. How are we gonna get a dinosaur in one of those?
You just gotta assert your superior strength
over the cat.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, I haven't had to load my cat into a pet carrier in a while, but I mean, he'd fight it, but I could get him in there, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I had, like, the worst time, like, cause, like, yeah, when I was, like, picking up the cats, like, just a while back, like, about a year ago or some crap, it's like, they're just, in the aunt's house, and there's just a bunch of just junk and crap everywhere. So they had a lot of places to hide, including behind the couch. So we're stuck having to, like, move all the furniture and all the crap in the room around so we can just get back there, and they just dart off. And it's like, we have
At that point, they're not used to you, so they don't want to be near you.
Yeah, and, like, we have the carrier, and we're trying to, like, get them in, and they keep trying to, like, jump out. and we very quickly realized that it's only, like, it doesn't seem like, we can get one in and then open it back up without them, like, escaping. Like, it's an active problem, and we actively had to, like, just try and get one in, just leave, like, go to, the, like, regular house, like, my house, and, like, put them in, like, a back room, run back out, go back, and, like, catch the other one, and boy, was that a process. Boy, was that way more of a process than I expected.
How long of a drive is that?
Ah, man, it's not too bad, but it's still, like, notable, yeah. It was notable enough to be, like, annoying to deal with, and we come back and the other one's, like, already hit, and it's like, damn it. Time to just search around everywhere.
Yeah.
Now imagine if they had, like, super strength and could breathe fire.
Yeah. Or use, like, weird tentacles to, like, wrap you up.
Yeah, there's a point where, like, Hero's, like, trying to, fend off Gamamon, and he has, like, a frying pan, and Gamamon, like, just jabs his fist through the pan, and it's like, jeez.
Yeah, or his claws, rather. But yeah. It's like, oh, Gamamon can just pierce steel in rookie form.
Gamamon is way more than strong enough to, like, murder a dude straight up, like, super easily.
Yeah. Fortunately, we find out that whatever it is hates spicy stuff.
So I have a theory about that, because it's like, we learned that what's going on is that, like, Morphomon got captured by a scientist somehow, and it's like shooting its scales out as like a signal through like a satellite uplink or something, and that's how it's like spraying.
It's going through other electronics through that satellite.
So I think like what the deal is that it's like, alright, the scales like get into your like lungs or whatever, and then they take over. But, like, he does the spicy food on Gamamon, like, he does the, like, pepper and stuff, and it, like...
it out.
Yeah, it lets him, like, like, just cough it out, basically.
I don't know, because Hero then takes a bunch of other spicy stuff and just starts cramming it down Gamamon's throat.
And he saw that the pepper was working, so he's like, oh yeah, spices, alright, let's just, like, overdo this for the sake of it. Let's make sure.
Here's some special chili sauce I make.
Yeah. I mean, it works, but dang.
Yeah, Gamamon, like, snaps out, and he's like, oh, it's so hot.
You breathe fire.
That's not...
Wait, no, Gamamon doesn't breathe fire, does he? Wait. Yeah, he just has the fire claws. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. No, he doesn't. All of his attacks are physical.
Oh, man. So eventually we just get to the point of like, alright, we've cured one, it's gonna be a hassle to cure the other two, but screw it, let's just like... Let's try to deal with the satellite while we can.
Yeah. I like a moment where they go to Mummymon and they describe what's happening, and he's like, well, I can't treat a patient that's not here.
Yeah. It's like, fair enough, man. Man, it's totally like the Zoidberg effect, too. It's like, oh yeah, he's a horrible doctor for people. The problem is that, like, you're, like, not Digimon.
At this point, I bet he is a good doctor, if he saw people. Because he's been at that hospital, and, like, the only medical information they would have is on treating humans.
Yeah, that's true. He's probably picked up a thing or two, he's probably learned a bit.
Yeah, by this time, I would assume it's been months, I think, right?
Yeah, it seems to be.
And he's a Digimon, so he can probably process information really fast, especially being an ultimate.
Yeah, I believe he could, like, learn pretty quickly. Like, he seemed to learn from that museum guide pretty fast.
Yeah.
It's like, he learned the symptoms, and he's like, alright, this is the cure, I guess, and he did it.
Yeah. It's just that him being a Digimon, he had a knowledge that would allow him to be like, oh, those are Morphomon scales.
Yeah. Man, I really like how this episode ends, where it's just like, alright,
Pretty cool.
yeah, Kyo, do the calculations. Like, we need to, like, shoot down a satellite from orbit.
Yeah, the spectacle of, like, the climax of this episode is really cool.
We need Kyo to do the calculations, Hero to, like, use his Digivice to power up Wes and Gamamon so he can just shoot something out of space.
From Earth.
And we need Rui to get the 9-iron and beat the crap out of Angoramon.
Which, yeah, that's a good screenshot. The thing for me is, like, I feel like Clockmon probably should have handled Angoramon.
Oh, yeah.
And she should have dealt with Jellymon.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make way more sense. I love just the implication that the problem wasn't, like, that she's buying a Digimon. The problem was her choice in weaponry wasn't good enough.
Yeah, the 9-iron holds in there.
Yeah, the 9-iron does work.
I don't even know if that is a 9-iron, but
I'm just calling it that.
Yeah, when you refer to a golf club, it's like the first one that comes to mind. But yeah, like, I guess it would make it easier that Angoramon is actively fighting back against it.
Yeah, makes sense, yeah.
But still, probably Clockmon should have handled him.
He'll stop their time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I guess the implication is that he stops their time so he can capture them? Like, he freezes time around them?
Yeah, and then they, like, if nothing else, they stop being a problem.
Yeah, whatever he does, it works.
Yeah.
He doesn't kill them. That's worth noting, because he grabs the Potemon and leaves.
Oh, man. But yeah, just for episode, they, like, shoot down the satellite, and they're like, okay, let's just save Morphomon, I guess. And yeah, Clockmon just finds where he is, like, immediately.
Yeah, the problem is that the signal coming from the satellite was blocking out their ability to locate the Morphomon.
Yeah.
And so they shot down the satellite and got rid of the scales, and they were able to track him down, and Clockmon just goes and gets him.
Imagine you're a scientist and you've just, like, found this cute little bug monster and you're like, oh, this is the discovery of a lifetime, I have to study this. And then, like, a friggin', like, just 6-foot, like, just torso of a man coming out of a clock robot with a gun arm just breaks through your door, grabs your hard drive, and just says, I'll be taking this, and runs off.
Yep. She will be talking about, like, the digital creature that she found for the rest of her days, and nobody will believe her. Or at least until the big climax of the series takes place, where there's a big Digimon fight in the middle of the city.
So, question, do you think this is going to come back in any way at all?
No.
No,
Then again, all the one-shot disconnected episodes might be set up for the big payoff in the end. Kind of like what we're going to talk about next.
Yeah. Man, I'm getting, like, a feeling, and I'm going to, like, call it right now. I feel like, in the next, like, I want to say 2 to 4 episodes, we're going to the digital world.
It would be a nice change of pace.
Yeah, because it's like, it feels like, we've, like, alright, a big final hurrah to all of, like, Gamamon's forms, we've, like, kind of, like, done, like, all the, like, WoF stuff, we've, like, given everyone their, like, champion forms. We had an evolution in a while, we've, like, set up new characters, we've, like, explored the humans a bit, just for, like, going back and seeing the Digimon we've, like, met up, or seeing Repamon and, like, Clockmon and everything, and seeing how they're doing. I feel like, in the next, like, bit of episodes, within the next 6 episodes at, like, most, there's gonna be some event where it's like, okay, Gamamon finally goes ultimate, and then we're just going to get Black Gamon being like, oh yeah, just digital world stuff, you gotta help. And, they'll have to, like, go, and it'll be, like, a big thing, and it'll be, like, time for plot, hopefully.
Yeah. Mostly I want to see their Ghost Games interpretation of the digital world, because it's almost always different depending on the canon.
Oh, yeah, like, so far it's been interesting, because it's been, like, a weird mix of the human world and the digital world, and it's just, like, nature. So it's like, okay, because there's, like, different digital ships for different, like, biomes, and it's like, well, are these all just layered onto each other? Do you just switch between them at will? Like, I don't know. It'd be interesting if we get there, it's like, oh yeah, you're just walking in a forest, and then, like, just randomly thing happens, and now it's just a desert, but you have the same, like, buildings and stuff around. I feel like that'd be, like, an interesting mechanic. Like, if the, like, environment's just, like, unstable and just swaps between biomes in weird ways. But yeah, just good episode. Any other thoughts on that, I guess?
Not really.
Yeah, good episode. Hopefully there's, like, new stuff coming up fairly soonish, I guess.
Please. Like we said, we like this episode, but I want more plot relevance.